Hey best friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about getting your confidence back. Listen, lately I've been talking a lot about relaunching your life, but let's just be honest. We go through things in life that cause us to lose the confidence that we have in ourselves. And let me start with saying, best friends, I have been through it, honey. Everything you can think of, I have probably experienced it, and I have had to work on myself to get my confidence back time and time again. I mean, what could it be? It could be a relationship, it could be friendship, it could be a failed business, family stuff. Life is just hard, and when you get hit by this thing called life, baby, it will hit you hard and you have to get back up. So let's jump in. Y'all ready? Let's talk about getting this confidence back. So first things first, you have to forgive yourself. I know that sounds like a hard thing to do in the midst of you going through a rough time, dealing with adversity, getting over this emotional roller coaster that you're on right now, but you honestly have to forgive yourself for the bad decisions that you've made. Listen, it happens to the best of us. We all make bad decisions in life, and we can sometimes be hard on ourselves. You know, one of the ways that I have learned to forgive myself is realizing that everything that I have gone through, even the stuff where I look back and I'm like, girl, what the heck were you thinking? I was supposed to go through those things because they were going to strengthen me, they were going to give me wisdom, and they were going to teach me the lessons that I needed to learn in life. So I want you to take a second and to think about whatever it is that really shook you up, caused you to get off your game, caused you to have that confidence lacking in whatever area that it is. And I want you to think about what you learned from that scenario, okay? If it was a bad relationship, you realize that you needed to hold yourself to a higher standard, okay? All right, so the next thing we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to forgive ourselves. Listen, we all make some crazy decisions in life, and things don't always go as planned. And believe me, it can just eat you up on the inside when you hold this stuff over your head forever. Best friends, let it go. All right, let me say that one more time. Let it go, right? You made the mistake. The thing didn't work out. The relationship didn't work out. The business didn't pan out as planned. It's okay. Let it go. You know, one of the things that I used to do, and I still do it to this day, is whenever I go through something and I'm beating myself up about it and it's caused me to lose my confidence in any area, I write down what I went through and how that thing actually taught me something, all right? So I want you to take a second, get your pen, get your pad, and really just write out what you went through and write out the lessons that you learned from these things. Because believe it or not, best friends, we are always learning lessons, and there are always things that we have personally gone through that are going to help us along our journeys. And let me just say this, because relationships can really kick our butts, especially as women. Relationships have taught me some of the most valuable things I've ever learned in my life. The most important thing to keep in mind is how that relationship taught you how you need to love yourself. All right. Often when we are in relationships that teach us lessons, it's because we are not loving ourselves the way that we're supposed to love ourselves. We're lowering our standards. We're coming down to please other people. We're settling in areas that we know we should not be settling in. And we're tolerating some things that we should not be tolerating. In the beginning, when I was initially in that stage of not knowing my true worth, I think in relationships, I used to settle and really date for potential versus who the person was. How many of y'all are potential daters, okay? Meaning you're like, oh, I know this person could be this person to me. I know what we could possibly build together versus seeing what was right there in front of you. All right, so really think about that when it comes to relationships. So that is one of the things that I personally do when it comes to relationships. Now, if you are beating yourself up about business or your confidence is low because of business, let me just say this. Give yourself some grace because business is rough. Business is tough. Business takes time, and things do not happen overnight. Let me just say that if you did not give the business at least 3 to 4 years, then it really did not go as bad as you think it could have went. okay? It could have gotten better. Let me just say that, because it really takes a lot of effort to build businesses, okay? And the great thing about businesses is that you can relaunch them, restart them, rebrand them, and get back out there whenever you really feel like it. Let me tell you a quick story. I had a cosmetic brand that I started back in 2009. It was called Amour Monet. It was a beauty brand. It was my dream. It was my passion. I gave it a shot. I completely failed at this business. I made a little money, but Lord, I did not know how hard it was to survive off of just product sales. Best friends, I had quit my job and everything, thinking that I could just survive off of just solely product sales. And at that time, I didn't have a big community. I was just making my mark online. The business did not go as planned, all right? With returns, overhead, emails, marketing systems, all of the expensive stuff that it takes to really run a business, I had to stop that business. I had to go back to work. Shout out to all the girls that have gone back to work. Because baby, you need a job to fund businesses. And I had to really pause on that business venture. It is 2024. I am just relaunching that business. I relaunched it about 3 years ago. And because I was so beat up about the lack of success with that company, it took me so much time to come back and to relaunch something for myself, because I was really hard on myself. And many of us and many of you guys are being so hard on yourselves right now. So I want to start with saying you can relaunch, you can rebuild at any time. If it's business related, write down the lessons that you learned in that business. If you take a second and think about all of the things that really went wrong in that business, you think about the things that you could have changed, the things that you could have made better, you will start to realize that you are teaching yourself and literally coaching yourself on how to start a better business opportunity, okay? Another thing that you want to start doing is you want to fill your cup back up. Listen, after you lose your confidence, you really gotta like boost yourself back up again. Let me just say that. You gotta get your affirmations going. You know, I used to listen to a lot of music in my car, you know, a little music, bumping, feeling myself, having a good time. But I had to turn that stuff off. Okay, I had to turn it off, and I had to listen to some ebooks. I had to listen to some podcasts. I had to get my affirmations going. I needed to listen to things that were gonna fuel me, motivational speakers while I was driving around. Let me pause for this music, because when you are emotionally going through some things, baby, the last thing you need to do is be in a car with a slow song coming on and you crying tears out and all of that stuff, all right? Or if it's not even about a relationship, if you are not happy with where you are financially in life and you're listening to some rap music or some hip hop music or whatever the case may be, and they're talking about balling, taking trips, being on yachts, going shopping, buying a house, buying these fancy cars, that alone will even remind you that you are not where you want to be. All right, I always tell my mentees, I'm like, we gotta stop listening to stuff where people are literally just stunting on us all day, okay? I don't wanna hear about what you got, I wanna hear about how you got it. And if you can't teach me how to get it, then there's no value in this for me. So mindset is so critical when it comes to refueling yourself and filling your cup back up and getting your confidence back up in any scenario. You have to be so intentional about what you are listening to. So I want you to turn the music off. I want you to start listening to some positive things. I want you to start speaking your affirmations over your life. I want you to turn off all the stuff and turn on the podcast. And let me just also stress this. You have to start speaking life over yourself. One of the things I want to encourage you to do is get up every morning and speak life over you, all right? I am wealthy. I am happy. I am worthy. I am deserving. Listen, this may sound crazy to some of you all, but it makes a difference. And when you are saying these things to yourself, the key is not to just say it, but to also believe. Believe these things for you. Believe that they are true to you. Believe that they are happening to you. You're literally using the affirmations to call these things to yourself, all right? It's time to fill your cup back up. Now, when I'm talking about filling your cup back up, I'm just not talking about affirmations, podcasts, and motivational speeches. Take yourself out all right? I don't care if you're going through a breakup. I don't care if you're going through family issues. I don't care if you're going through financial things, business, whatever the case may be. You gotta spoil yourself a little bit and use this time to reward yourself for getting through all of the hardships, all of the hurdles, all of the transitions, and coming back stronger. Take yourself out on a date. Take yourself to dinner. I want to encourage you to use this time to get to know yourself again. Who are you? Sometimes we lose ourselves in the midst of adversity. We forget who we are. We forget what we're good at. We totally forget what we are capable of. So I want you to get back to spoiling yourself again. Some of the ways that you can do that is through dating yourself. It's through taking yourself to the spa. It can also be long walks just with yourself, okay? When we're talking about doing things, I don't want to just say the things that cost money, because if this is a financial thing, there are just so many things that you can do to get yourself back to where you need to be. All right. Another thing I'm going to say is, like, take yourself on these walks, talk to yourself. Hey, get a gym membership. One of the things that people really don't understand is how much our physical health is connected to our mental health, all right? Go to Pilates, get that gym membership, go running, go jogging every day. Do something for yourself, but pour back into your own cup. All right, now let's go to another thing that you could do to get your confidence back. And this is find your tribe. Listen, when things get hard, the natural thing that we think to do is to separate ourselves from the world. Best friend, let me be the first to tell you, the worst thing you can do is to shield yourself off from everybody, okay? Stop talking to your friends. Sometimes when you go through things, you don't even want to tell your friends what you're going through. You don't want people to know that you're in a dark place. You're pretending, you're hiding, you're smiling behind the pictures. We're not going to do that. We're going to be vulnerable, but we're going to talk to the right people. Let me make sure I say that, because you can't share your business with everybody. But we're going to find our tribe, or our one or our two friends that we know that we can confide in without judgment. People who are not going to run back and tell our business. People who are not going to run back and gossip about us. People who are not going to judge us. But people that provide a safe space for us. And you will know who these people are. The people who comfort you, the people who build you up, the people who really push you to level up and not go back to spaces or situations that were unhealthy for you, all right? Not people who encourage you to make bad choices in life. You know, I always tell my friends, I'm like, who do you listen to? That's what the question is. They're like, Ronnie, who do I listen to? I say, take a step back and look at the person's life that you are taking advice from, okay? If someone is advising you on a relationship, are they really in a healthy relationship? If you're not in a healthy relationship, I'm not listening to you, okay? If they're advising me on business, I'm like, do they have a successful business? If their business is not successful and it's not the life that I want or the business that I want, then I'm not listening, okay? So when I say find your tribe, I wanna also make sure that I'm telling you guys to talk to people that are in alignment, that you feel connected to. And the way that you can tell who you should be listening to is, would you trade your life for theirs? Does their life look like the life you want? Does their relationship, are they happy? Do they have someone loving on them? Is their business successful if they're trying to give you business advice? Make sure you think about these things before you take that advice from them. Now, here's the thing when it comes to relationships. If you've lost your confidence because of a relationship, most of the time when that happens, you start spending too much time with the person that you are in a relationship with versus your friends. Best friends, we make this mistake a lot as women. I see so many women completely cut their friends off when they get in a new relationship. I will encourage you to find balance between the two. You are gonna have to make time for your man, and then you're also gonna have to take time for your friends, okay? But make sure that there's a healthy balance. And if you are the girl who completely dropped your friends when you got in that new relationship, shame on you. Shame on you, girl. You're gonna learn the hard way, but shame on you, okay? Shame on you. But get back with your friends. Call your friends, take accountability, tell them you wanna hang out, you need to go somewhere, you need to get your mind off the situation, and get back out there and start doing things with your friends. Maybe you need a girls trip, all right? Maybe you need a girls night out, okay? Maybe you just need the girls to come over and spend the night with you. Get back connected to your friend group. If it's business-wise, I want you to get your butt out there and get to some events, all right? And I'm not talking about clubs and parties, all right? You have to attract quality people. Not saying that quality people are not at the clubs, but if you're trying to build your income, if you're trying to grow your business, you want to get around environments that have people who can add value to what you are trying to do, right? So go to some conferences, okay? Go to some places where you can find people who can sit down and mastermind with you and connect with you and share ideas with you, shoot content. The list goes on and on and on. But I want to encourage y'all to start tapping into more business events. And let me just also add this to it when it comes to finding your tribe. Now, you're going to learn in life that you're going to have to categorize each person into different areas. So you might have your party friends that you party with. You may have your business friends that you can literally do business with. You may have your fitness friends that you work out with. As you grow and evolve, you'll realize that you have friends that you can put in different buckets. Now, if you're blessed, you'll have a group that you can probably do a few different things with as you evolve. But make sure that you are finding your business friends and you're getting yourself out there, okay? Community is so key when trying to get your confidence back, because it is so important for you to be surrounded around women who are gonna build you up. I'm talking about the women who are like, yes, girl, you look good. Yes, like you're looking cute. Let me help you pick this out or that out, or, you know, just telling you and reminding you who you are. Women who are telling you that you are smart. You want to be around women who are telling you that you are able to do the things that your heart desires. But most importantly, women who are constantly reinforcing the fact that you deserve the best, okay? Now, last but not least, you need to make a plan. Best friends, I cannot tell you that your plan is going to really determine how successful you become. They say if you do not have a plan, then you plan to fail. When you are getting your confidence back, you need to be locked in and you need to be just so focused on what you want your future life to look like, because you've already lost the confidence. You've let yourself get into a dark place, and now it's time to take your power back, okay? And that means it's time for you to become the confident person that you are. Okay? Because lack of confidence is really temporary. It only becomes permanent if you allow it to become permanent, all right? So you want to make your plan. And this sounds crazy, but I want you all to understand this. Everyone's talking about a business plan, but nobody is talking about their life plan or their life design. What I want you to do right now is I want you to think about your life design. What do you truly want your life to look like? How do you want to wake up in the morning? Okay, how do you want to feel when you wake up in the morning? What do you want your home to look like? Do you want light coming into your home? Do you want a clean environment? Do you want to wake up to a certain type of music, or do you want to wake up to affirmations playing? What do you want the temperature in your house to feel like? I know y'all like, okay, girl, like the temperature, like you're pushing it. One of the things that I have learned over this last decade of entrepreneurship is the temperature. Down to the temperature of your home, it can literally affect your energy and your mood when you wake up in the morning, okay? Something that I've learned to do is to set my heat during the winter months to come on around 6 a.m. in the morning, all right? Why? Because if I don't do that, I don't get out of bed, okay? So you have to be so laser focused that you have everything down to a T. What do you want that to look like? That waking up in the morning. What do you want to eat in the morning? What time do you want to go to the gym, right? What do you want to have for lunch? What time do you want to be in the bed by, right? How many books do you want to read a month? I want you to think about all these things. How many days are you going to create content for your business? What is your content day? All right. What are the topics that you're going to cover? All right. How do you want to look? How do you want to feel? Some of you all even need to make a plan about your looks, about your fashion. Do you want to get more into your femininity? Is your femininity connected to you dressing up more, like wearing bright colors? Do you want to wear more heels? Are you looking for a new hairstyle? Okay. When I say plan it, I mean plan it. And I'm going to go a little further. Even if you are thinking about the relationship that you want, we're not even focused on the one you just got out of, if you're building your confidence back up from a bad relationship, but we're going to talk about even if you're looking to get in a new relationship, we want to call that new relationship to us. We want to call that soulmate to us. So we're going to plan that out, okay? Are we going places that are going to put us in environments where we can find a healthy partner, okay? Plan your partner out. What do you want your partner to look like? Do you want to be physically attracted to your partner? Do you want to be financially stable with your partner? Do you want to make sure that your partner is emotionally connected, right? So if that is the case, where should you go to find people who are emotionally stable? Okay, you can look at people who are in groups with therapists or, in therapy sessions, people who are following certain pages. I don't know, but you guys, when I say plan it out, I mean plan it out. And I always start with a smart plan, all right? And I want to say this, I don't do like 5 to 10 year plans. I want you to just take a second and think about what you want the next 12 months of your life to look like, all right? So these are just some of the things that I suggest doing when we are trying to rebuild our confidence. You're probably in a dark place right now if you're watching this video and you're like, I gotta come up out of this. I just wanna reassure you that it's possible. Get your confidence back, start believing in yourself again, find your tribe, make your plan, understand that it's okay to forgive yourself. Think about the lessons that you have learned from everything that you've gone through and get back out there, okay? Be sure to share this video with a friend, you guys. Like, subscribe, share all the things, and I'll